Sometimes it's greatly amazes us to be aware of some things regarding with what intention they enter into this world and with what perspective we as people will receive them. In recent times, seeing those uncountable quotes on all these social network platforms, it wouldn't be exaggerating as if one suspects whether they actually broadens or narrows our minds. Probably all these quotes were once written by thinkers not as quotes but to express life as whole. But the later generation started to record them in a sequential manner for contextual usage. If the word creation stands for something which is always new, then the question arises would be, can a thought be ever creative? As thought is a product of the past. And as our new ideas, which we believe also arise from our old ideas because of the influence, how can we say that the idea that took birth in our minds is only ours but not of the other idealism which subconsciously impacts our mind? Some observations on quotes and how we perceive them in general. First one would be, most people would see quotation just as a source of entertainment, and it would be fair to say they will be music to our ears. Instead of observing and applying in our lives if at all it is worth, we will be seeing how poetic or expressive it is. To write a quote is an act, and every man wishes to see beauty in every act that he does. So it's very obvious that people who gets attracted to the very expression of that quote desires to write another quote like that instead of actually understanding the theory of that quote which he have heard or read. And some people will be busy in searching for person who quoted it rather than concentrating on the point itself. Second one would be, quotations just became as a caretaking symbolic representation for human lives. This can be easily observed in how actually we exchange serious quotes on our mobiles. Can we ever follow the theory of the very quote that our friend's good morning wish will bring? And the last one would be, books that record quotations will be twisted and actual purpose will be defeated. For example, in a particular book written by an author, particular character's perspective will be noted. This will give a general impression for the reader that it was the absolute idea that the author wants to deliver, and this makes them to blindly believe in that quote. To cite another example, for an instance, consider the case of a US president who visited a country, let's say Sweden. Just for a formality, he would be saying Sweden is a sacred place in responding to the media about the general impression of that country when he went as a chief guest. But over a period of time, we will be seeing those lines as a popular phrase in quotations book. In any of the above case, the knowledge we gain from quotes will be an utter failure if at all we use them as our supportive theories in a discussion to beat others, which only proves that we do not have a direct perception. But as they say, one way to have a good idea is to have lots of ideas. Try to read as many ideas as possible. Who knows? Maybe you can come up with a better idea that will change your life forever. Or else, if you do not want to get influenced by them, just ignore them. Thank you so much.